Welcome back to what Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an SU-14-2, it's the Tier 8 Soviet SPG, and this one's located on the southwest spawn at El Halluf under the command of Oscar Bjorn. Now this is a team killing video, and you're going to see the E100 commanded by 9453, and he's going to team kill the T92 commanded by Goldie. Now watch the chat from the start of this battle. The E100 is going to ram the T92 from behind, cost him some hit points, and after he's done that he's going to move up and the chat's going to continue quite nastily. And here comes the E100, rams into the T92, does 32 hit points of damage to him. Now watch the chat because there's some vitriol in the chat. You can see Oscar Bjorn is headed off to the rear of the map to find a firing position. Goldie just said, E100, you will see. Well, I certainly think that E100 has not made any friends so far. And the Scorpion is saying, are you idiots? And I think that was the T92 firing right into the rear of the E100 and has chopped off a huge amount of his hit points in return. Oscar Bjorn, in the meanwhile, is actually firing at the AMX 1390 down in the valley. Now we're following what's actually going on in chat, and over in the distance, just over there, you can see the T92. There he is, Goldie, and he's about to get wiped out by 9453, shooting from his current position. It's quite a long-range shot. Oscar Bjorn is still shooting at that AMX 1390 and he just narrowly missed him, and there you can see the T92 has been wiped out by the E100 9453, and it's come up in chat, and now people are asking to report the E100, and he's turned blue for doing so much damage because of course it was the second damage he did during the game. He rammed the T92 and then shot at him. And he's now asking people to report him. Okay, so we're now following the game from Oscar Bjorn's point of view. And he's aiming towards the enemy in the northwest corner. And he's just fired a round in at where he thinks the Centurion 7-1 was last seen. No, that Centurion is down in the dip at the moment, firing at the tanks who are on the hill, just down in the valley. And there's the E100 9453, and they're facing off against the T30 and a Type 4 Heavy. Well, Oscar Bjorn is aiming for the Type 4 Heavy for the moment. He's almost loaded, so Oscar Bjorn's trying to play the game properly, even if the 9453 is not. Okay, round out on Type 4, and he hits the rock base, unfortunately. RNG says no. It's a very narrow target to fire at, actually. Right, the next target's a Progetto 46. But it looks like he's going to get behind our group, and they're now attacking the 9453, the E100. And he's firing back at them. But he's lost considerable hit points now. He's on fire. And Oscar Bjorn's loaded. And since 9453 is no longer on his team, he's hit 9453 and stunned him. And he can do so with impunity because 9453 is no longer on their team, and now he's been killed. He was killed by the Type 4 Heavy on the enemy team. Right, we've got T28 Prot. prototype. And we're almost loaded. And we've just lost our defender who's guarding that corner. And we're going to go for the AMX M454 and the Type 4 Heavy. Round goes in and it's well behind them. Unfortunately, didn't judge that they were moving quite fast after they were coming downhill. So you need to aim ahead of them rather than behind them or on them. Otherwise they're going to change position in between the shell arriving. Now, what Oscar Bjorn can't see is that there's a Batchat in his side, and he's suddenly spotted it, but it's too late. The Batchat gets 2 rounds into him, and he's out the game. Well, I will put this loss, because it is going to be a loss now. There's only 2 tanks left on the team, and we can see the Batchat's using the Su-14 as a defending position. And there's only 1 tank left, it's the E50M, and I don't think he's really interested in taking part in the battle anymore, so he's just sitting there, not doing much. And 1390's just pumping rounds into him, and I think the Progetto's about to finish his game. Yep, there you go. And that loss was all down to the E100 9453, who ruined the game at the start by ramming the Arty and then firing on him afterwards. It's totally unnecessary, and here's the end of battle results. It was a defeat. Oscar Bjorn did manage to get some damage on the enemy. If we can see on this, actually the E100 did do some damage to the enemy after all, but he did team kill as well. And despite the fact that he did he did damage 2 enemy tanks and kill 1 enemy tank, he did team kill one of his own teammates, and that led directly to the defeat, simply because they didn't have the fire support they needed to hold back those enemy heavies. We can see that Oscar Bjorn managed to get 246 hit points of damage, didn't get any kills, but did get 69 hit point XP overall. And well, it was quite a drubbing, because they only managed to get 3 kills on the enemy, and their entire team was wiped out. So we can see here that Oscar Bjorn fired 6 shots. He got 1 direct hit, no penetrations, 2 splash, damage of 246 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. Received 2 hits, both from the Batchat. They were both penetrations. He damaged 2 enemy tanks but didn't get any kills. Caused 2 stuns. Earned 8,789 credits, got 2,637 because of the holiday ops. Total came to 11,426, but after ammunition resupply and repair, he actually ended up with deficit, a loss of 8,645 hit points, credits. And the reason for that obviously is because it was a loss, because they didn't manage to get enough shots on the enemy to earn the credits they needed to get a profit balance. He earned 103 XP minus plus 31 for completing the mission, so his total takeaway in XP was only 134 in total. So completely ruined game by 9453 HORAS of the HORAS clan. If you do see this person in battle, if you do see 9453 HORAS, do make sure that you perma-stun him if you're in an Arty on the opposite team, and just make his life a misery, because he obviously hates Arty and doesn't care if he does team damage to Arty, and as a result he ruined that game completely. If he's not on the enemy team, stay well away from him, don't give him any support, let him die a natural death at the hands of the enemy, and then obviously you can have the satisfaction of knowing that he's not going to get any support, nobody's going to help him, simply because he's a team killer. And let that be a lesson to anyone who team kills. You won't get any help from your teammates because they won't trust you anymore. So thank you.